Our story with cats begins a very long time ago. It started around 10,000 years in the past in a place called the Fertile Crescent. This area is in the Middle East. At this time, humans were changing their way of life. They stopped moving around to hunt for food. Instead, they began to build the first farms. They learned how to grow grains like wheat and barley. These were big changes for people. They built villages and started to store their food. This new way of living created a new kind of problem that they had not faced before. These early farmers had a lot of grain stored in one place. These grain stores were like a huge invitation for small animals. Mice and rats came in large numbers. They loved the easy food they found in the human settlements. For the farmers, these rodents were a serious threat. They ate the stored grain that people needed to survive the winter. They also carried diseases. The farmers needed help to protect their precious food supply. They did not know it yet, but the perfect helper was living nearby, watching from the shadows of the wild. The helper was a wildcat, the ancestor of our house cats today. This wildcat was known as Felis sylvestris libica. They were shy animals that usually stayed away from people, but the new human villages offered something very tempting. The large number of mice and rats was an endless buffet for these skilled hunters. The cats saw an opportunity for an easy meal. They were cautious at first, but they slowly started to move closer to the human settlements. They were not looking for human friends. They were simply following their instincts as hunters to find food. This was the beginning of a special relationship. It was not a friendship that started with petting or cuddling. It was a practical arrangement that helped both sides. The cats got a reliable source of food by hunting the rodents. The humans got a very effective pest controller that guarded their grain. The farmers noticed that the wildcats were useful. They started to tolerate them, maybe even encourage them to stay. This was a slow process. It took many generations for these wild animals to become the cats we know and love in our homes. The cats proved to be excellent partners for the early farmers. Their skill in hunting kept the rodent population under control. This protected the food that humans depended on. Because of this great benefit, people started to value the cats. They were no longer just wild animals that lived nearby. They became a welcome part of the community. This mutual benefit created a strong connection. Cats that were less afraid of humans were more likely to stay near the villages. They found more food and were safer from larger predators. Humans, in turn, favored the cats that were the best hunters and had calmer personalities. As human societies grew and traveled, they took their useful cat companions with them. Traders and sailors on ships brought cats along on their long journeys. The ships were like floating grain stores, and rats were a huge problem. They would eat the food supplies and chew through ropes and sails. Cats were the perfect solution. They kept the ships free of rodents. This is how cats began their journey around the world. They traveled on trading routes across the seas and land. They reached Europe, Asia, and Africa, spreading far from their origins in the Middle East. In one ancient civilization, cats were not just valued, they were worshipped. In ancient Egypt, cats held a very special and sacred place. They were seen as divine creatures connected to the gods. The goddess Bastet, who represented protection, fertility, and home, was often shown with the head of a cat. Egyptians believed cats brought good fortune and kept evil spirits away. Harming a cat was a very serious crime, sometimes punished by death. When a family's cat passed away, the members would mourn deeply and sometimes mummify the cat's body just like they did for important people. This deep respect in Egypt shows how much the relationship had changed. The cat was no longer just a pest controller. It had become a symbol of divinity and a beloved member of the family. Archaeologists have found thousands of cat mummies and statues in Egypt. This tells us how important they were to the people. This special status helped solidify the cat's place alongside humans. Their journey from a useful hunter to a cherished companion was well underway, and their travels had made them one of the most widespread animals on the planet. The bond we share with our cats today is built on a foundation of trust that has been developing for thousands of years. Unlike dogs, cats did not go through the same intensive process of domestication. They chose to live with us on their own terms. This means that earning a cat's friendship requires patience and understanding. You cannot force a cat to like you. The first step is to always be gentle and calm around them. Sudden movements and loud noises can make a cat feel scared. You must respect their personal space and let them decide when they want to interact with you. Letting the cat take the lead is very important. When you meet a new cat or want to get closer to your own, try sitting quietly near them. Let them come to you and investigate you in their own time. A great way to show you are not a threat is to offer your hand for them to sniff. A slow blink is another powerful signal. In the cat world, closing your eyes slowly in front of another being is a sign of trust and relaxation. If a cat slow blinks back at you, it means they feel comfortable and safe with you. This is a quiet conversation that builds a strong connection. Recognizing the signs that a cat trusts you is a rewarding experience. When a cat rubs against your legs, it is doing more than just saying hello. It is marking you with its scent, claiming you as part of its family. A purr is often a sign of contentment and happiness. If a cat shows you its belly, it is an ultimate sign of trust. The stomach is a very vulnerable area, so a cat will only expose it if they feel completely safe and secure with you. Understanding these subtle behaviors helps you know how your cat is feeling and strengthens your friendship. Patience is the key ingredient in this relationship. Some cats are very friendly and open from the start. Others are more shy and may have had bad experiences in the past. It might take weeks or even months to win their trust. Never rush the process. Always provide a safe and predictable environment. By consistently being a source of comfort, food, and security, you show the cat that you are a reliable friend. This patient approach allows the cat to learn that you are not a danger, but a trusted companion in their life. To make your relationship with your cat even stronger, you need to actively nurture it every day. Playing together is one of the best ways to build your bond. Cats are natural hunters, so interactive toys that mimic prey, like feather wands or laser pointers, are fantastic. This allows them to use their hunting instincts in a fun and safe way. Regular playtime not only keeps your cat physically active, but also strengthens your connection. It shows them that you are a source of fun and excitement. Giving treats as a reward for good behavior or during a training session also helps build positive associations. A predictable routine is very comforting for a cat. They are creatures of habit and feel safest when they know what to expect. Try to feed them, play with them, and clean their litter box around the same times each day. This consistency helps them feel secure in their environment. Providing for their health and well-being is another essential part of the bond. Regular visits to the veterinarian, proper nutrition, and a clean living space show that you care for them. A healthy cat is a happy cat, and a happy cat is more likely to be a loving companion. The friendship between a cat and a human is a unique partnership. It is based on mutual trust and a deep understanding of each other's behaviors. We learn to read their body language, the flick of a tail, the position of their ears, the sound of their meow. They, in turn, learn to understand our routines, our tone of voice, and our emotions. This silent communication is the heart of the relationship. It is a bond that goes beyond simple ownership. We are not their masters. We are their trusted friends and chosen family. This incredible relationship has lasted for thousands of years for a simple reason. It is a true friendship. It began as a practical arrangement for survival, but it grew into something much deeper. Cats provide us with comfort, laughter, and unconditional affection. We provide them with safety, care, and love. From the ancient fields of the Fertile Crescent to the modern homes of today, the connection between cats and humans remains strong and enduring. It is a timeless testament to how two very different species can learn to live together in harmony and trust.